Of the Self-Knowledge Seminar, and we're going to discuss the benefits of meditation, the effects of meditation on the body and the mind, the effects during meditation, and the long-term effects. Most of the data, the scientific data that I will be giving you, is taken from control studies in which they have studied people who meditate, and having a control group similar, of people similar to the meditators who are not meditating. These specific studies were done on people who were doing transcendental meditation. But having done transcendental meditation and other forms of meditation, my personal conclusion is that the same results will be found on people doing other forms of meditation. The whole idea, if we want to understand how all of these benefits become manifest, it will become clear that it'll be clear if we realize that within us is the source of our being. And so that meditation is a process of coming into contact with the source of our being. And when we come into the contact with that, then everything that is positive, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, is enhanced. It's like taking a cassette player, which is working on batteries, and recharging those batteries so that it functions properly. So everything about us is improved when we come into contact with our inner self. Let's listen to what are some of those results. Now, during meditation, there is about a 16% drop in the metabolism. This is even more than the drop during sleep. Our metabolic rate, that is, the functionings of the body, get a deep rest, even deeper than the rest that we experience during sleep. The number of breaths per minute in meditation drop from 16 breaths a minute to 7 breaths a minute, showing that there is a deep rest in the body, and the body does not need so much oxygen since the metabolism has dropped. Also, the blood lactate levels drop considerably from 11.2 to 7 milligrams per 100 milliliters. That means that the blood lactate is a measure of one of the indicators of the tiredness of the muscles. It's created when the body uses its energy for movement, and we need to replenish that energy. And when that energy is replenished, then the blood lactate levels go down. So the muscles are relaxed, the blood is purified. The skin resistance decreases. Now, the measurement of skin resistance is one of the ways they measure how relaxed a person is. Because the less relaxed I am, the more I sweat, and the more I sweat, the more conductivity there is on my skin. The more relaxed I am, the drier my skin, and the greater resistance, the less conductivity. So one of the ways they measure whether a person is relaxing or not is by measuring how much perspiration there is, and that's measured by skin conductivity. So it's another indication that this person is relaxing deeply while in meditation. When they measure the brain waves, they found an increase in what we call alpha waves. We have there are 4 kinds of brain waves. Alpha wave activity shows a rest, but not deep sleep. In deep sleep would have theta or delta. Veta waves, the beta waves, indicate thinking, the waking state. Alpha is a state between waking and sleeping. We are aware, but deeply relaxed. In the theta and delta, most people have lost consciousness. In the Veta, we are thinking. We are engaged in activity, in mental activity anyway. So in meditation, we find an increase in the alpha waves, which means we are aware, but we are deeply relaxed. We also find a greater synchronicity between the left and right hemispheres of the brain, which means that the person with daily meditation becomes more balanced. We know that one side of the brain governs the creativity and the emotional aspect of the being, whereas the other governs the logical thinking processes. So we become more balanced persons when we meditate, because these 2 parts of the brain are brought into synchronicity. Now, these are the short-term effects. This is what happens when you meditate, during the 20 minutes that you meditate. These are the results that they measured by placing various wires and indicators on people before they meditate and then while they meditate. Now, what are the long-term effects of meditation? First of all, we have a lowering of the pulse, of the heart rate. It is the heart, because there is less anxiety, there is less tension, the heart is relaxed. It needs to beat less times per minute. We find that people have a faster reaction time, that our reflexes, our ability to react, for example, driving a car to an unexpected event, is increased. We react more quickly. And at one test in which they were showing how people react to stresses, they had some people sitting in rooms in which suddenly this huge sound would be blasted through the speaker, and they would be measuring then all the physiological functions of that person to see how he reacted to this sound. And they had the normal reaction, and then they had anxious people, and then they had meditators. So how would the meditator react? He would react immediately and then relax deeply. And then if it came a second time, react less, because he's getting used to it, and then relax. A normal person would take a longer time to react and a longer time to relax. An anxious person would take an even longer time to react, but then would stay in a state of anxiety for a long time. So what happens to the people that meditate is that they have 2 things. They can react quickly, but they also relax quickly and let go of what happened, you see. Whereas normally people would react slowly, but keep the tension in their bodies.